In this lesson, I'm going to continue building the GenevaCam. And so I have I have one of these 6 cam portions, and then I could start all over again and do the thing from scratch, but the easiest thing to do is copy them and actually make an array. And so we select a polar array, and so I'm going to go ahead and select the object that I need here. All right, this is the object lines. Push enter, and then what is the center point? So I already know that my center is at 0, 0, so I'll go ahead and type that in and push enter. And you'll notice that the top bar shows you how many you want, right? And so I have 6 here, and so there's 60-degree angles, and so I'm great with this, and I can go ahead and select close. Now, if you needed to edit this, you would type in explode, and that would undo the array, but then you couldn't add to it. But everything looks good, so in the object lines, so I've got the array done. All right, so let's look at these construction lines here, turn them off, and so it's hard to little see with this contrast with the blue and the black, but so be it. And so everything looks good here. All right, so now I'm going to continue building this object here. So let's get the construction lines back on. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and make a circle here, a little larger one. All right, now we can't really see it all that well because it's actually hidden there, but it's there. So if I turn the construction line, you can see it. So we're good. So I've got that first circle in there. So sometimes it's a graphics card issue, but there it is. I can kind of see it behind there, and I'll make another one. And I should really be typing 0, 0, but I'm getting a little lazy here. So this one's a little bigger. This is going to be the ring that's a little bit outside here, right? So I'm essentially adding these up to get this radius. So let's go ahead and we're going to offset this line. This will help me in terms of the construction. So I'm reading from the book, telling me the size. And so I'll offset this line. And first thing I need to do is tell it how far to end. It's at 0.18 inches. And then I'll offset it on that vertical line, right? Because it actually is 0.36. And so I offset it to the left, offset it to the right. And then I'll use this. I'll go ahead and just build right on top of it, right? That's the beauty of this construction line. Hit escape. Hard to see, so let's turn that construction line off. And so I can see it now. I do need to trim the key. The key is what keeps things from sliding around on a rod, right? So it'd have a little portion that from the rod that projects out there that keeps it onto the rod or the cylinder. Okay, so far so good, right? So you notice here that there's a center lines, and there's a lot of different ways to do this. Now, fortunately, I already have this layer in here for hidden lines and center lines. So I'll go ahead and make the center line my active layer. And so the great thing is I've already set this up. I don't need to dig around and find the lines. I'm just going to go ahead and make one. I generally start in the center, build it up, hit the escape key, and then I drag it eyeball in here. And that's going to be more than adequate for this. Hit escape. All right, and then now I can make multiples of these. A lot of different ways to build this. Now, I already know that this is all in 60-degree increments, so what I'll probably do then is just go ahead and do a polar array of the center line and push enter. And the base point, of course, at 0, 0. Push enter, right, and there they are. So that is the center of these of the cam. Go ahead and select your center as 0, 0. and then go ahead and snap to that center, that intersection of the radius. I'll do it again. All right, so it helps if you're looking at your textbook in this case, but a lot of this is pretty obvious here. And so what this line is actually the center of that outside radius. That's the center. All right, and so it's telling us that it's a radius of 1.5 inches, extending beyond. All right, and so I am going to go ahead and just dimension this. So let's just start dimensioning these portions. I'll go ahead and get the angle here. All right, 60 degrees, so that's good. And then the radius and the diameter. All right, so 4.5 inches. And then I can just press enter. And that is active. All right, and so this is great, just being able to verify and this one actually should be a diameter. So let's make sure we have it in diameter. All right, so far so good. Got a 1-inch diameter here, and just go through them and select all the circles. And this one actually probably should be a radius because it's not a full circle, but a part. All right, so this is a radius of 1.5 inches. And it's important that these dimensions don't overlap the construction lines. So always avoid that whenever you can.